Hello everybody, today we'll show you how to install Windows 10 2004 using DISM. So the first thing that you need to do is open command prompt. To do this, press Shift plus F10. Now, let's get started. First thing that we need to type here is disk part. The disk part will help us format and create partitions for Windows to work. Do this, type on cell disk 0 and then clean. Then convert to GPT and there. The disk is fully clean and now managed. Then the next thing that we need to do is to create an EFI partition. To do this, type create par EFI size 500. E EFI is only used for booting Windows, and the other disk will be used for the system. To do this, now click on enter. And we format FS FAT32 quick. I mean, do not use quick. We just need to fully format the 500 megabyte disk or the EFI partition. Click on enter and it shouldn't take that long. Now we need to assign a letter. To do this, type on assign letter W. W will be for the Windows EFI partition. Since the system partition is drive C, instead we just use it as letter W. Now type on create par primary and we format FS and TFS quick. And now we assign a letter C and we exit this part. To verify if the drives can be found, open Notepad and click on File, Open, and go to this PC and you'll see your drive here. Boot X is only used from the Windows setup disk. Local disk W is the one that is the EFI partition. Local disk C is where we will put the OS itself. Now let's close Notepad. And now what we're going to do is go on DISM, apply, get WIM info. Don't forget to put a dash here and then WIM file and D sources install WIM. These index numbers are the Windows 10 versions. Now I'm going to default select 1. Now to do this, we go for DISM, apply image, image file, D sources, install WIM. Then index the number or the version that you want to install. The version that you want to install is the index number that you need to type on the index. For me, I'm going to use 1 as Windows 10 Home. And now we're going to apply the directory to C. It shouldn't take long. If you're using a hard disk, then it may take like 5 to 10 minutes. But if you're using an SSD, it will take like 2 to 6 minutes. Please be patient if you are installing on this way. just like the same thing as the normal way on how to install Windows 10. So I'll be back in a moment when it's done installing or when it's done injecting. So it's almost done, and this video will feature the registry editor and the skipping of the out of the box experience. This means we are just stuck in the WinDeploy, then we will skip through the Windows logon, or aka the user profile service. So it's nearly finished. We're just gonna be patient for a bit, and yes, it's done. Now the next thing that we need to do is to BCD boot Windows. So the first part that we need to do is to go for bootrec scan OS. So scan the OS if it's found. If it's not found, that means Windows DISM did not extract it properly. There. So what we need to do is to go to BCD boot C Windows /SW for the EFI partition. And there, it, the boot files are successfully created. Now we go again on bootrec and scan OS. So yes, no Windows installation were found. If it's still found, that means Windows or the BIOS will not boot to Windows. So that's why you need to go for BCD boot. I will put the commands in the description if you don't understand it. Now we go for registry editor or the reg edit. Now click on local machine, then expand it. Now click on file, load Hive. Now type on this address at the file name C Windows System32 config. So this is where all the registry for Windows 10 OS are found. Now let's click on system and the key name will be sys. If you type on system and it will overwrite the Hive of this Windows setup registry. Now I click on OK, and there I'll open file again, load Hive, and click on software. This time it will be soft. Now expand soft, then go to Microsoft and look for Windows. Then the current version, the policies, the system. Here. Now click on new, dword 32-bit value, and type on verbose status. Now double click on it and click on type on 1. 0 means deactivated, 1 is activated. Now go to enable cursor suppression, type on 0. This means during the WinDeploy setup or the OBE, it will deactivate or hide the cursor. Now let's go back to the main Hive, the local machine, clear soft, and go to sys, expand it, and go to setup. Now this is the important part. What we need to do is type on cmd.exe, or you can go for C Windows System32 cmd.exe. But what's recommended here is cmd.exe because Windows is familiar with this application or the console. Now click on OK. That's all for the registry. Now I close it, and now we go for WPE utility reboot or Windows pre-recovery environment or Windows pre-recovery environment utility reboot and enter. It will just restart the VM. There. If yours didn't boot and it only boots to the system setup, that means you will have to edit the BCD boot. If it doesn't work, I might recommend you to install on the normal way since you cannot really do it on the right way. This takes practice. You don't have to panic. Don't get excited. Read carefully. And yes. First boot will just take some time because it needs to read the hives. There. Now our cursor is found. Now we just need to wait. Okay. Now it went to command prompt. Now we type on OBE / WinDeploy. It will deploy all the services and the drivers. If you didn't deploy it, it won't load the profile service. We just wait. So when it's on getting ready, now we go to net user, add, then your username. Me, I will type PC. There. Now we need to put the PC to an administrator group. To do this, type on net local group, add administrators, PC. Then your user. Then do the same thing and let's add it as users. Once we're done, we type on registry editor. Then expand local machine again. And we go to system, then setup. Now we edit the CMD line and leave it blank. The OBE in progress, we set that to 0. The setup phase will be also on 0. Setup supported is also 0. The setup type will be also 0. The system setup in progress will also remain 0. And now we exit registry. And now we type on task mgr. It will open task manager so we can skip through to the logon screen or the profile service. Now go to details and look for WinLogon. Now here's WinLogon. Then click on End Task. If an open program is associated with this process, it will close and you will lose any unsaved data. If you end the system process, it might result in system instability. Are you sure you want to continue? Click on End Process. It will just boot us to the logon screen. Don't have to panic about this one, it's just loading the modules. Sooner or later, it will just go to your users. So patience is required. If you are stuck at this, you might have to reboot. Since I'm using VMware, I can restart the guest by using this one. So we just wait for a while. Since I'm also stuck at this one, what we need to do is to force reset the guest or the VM. Click on yes. It will reboot us to the Windows Manager. Now we just have to wait. So it really needs to load because I saved this in a hard disk. But don't worry, nothing will damage anything. So yes, it would just have to wait for trusted installer, then the user profile service. So that's all for now. Thank you for watching this video. I hope you like and subscribe. Comment down below if you understand. And don't forget, if you don't understand what I'm saying or anything, I'm just going to leave all the commands in the description. Thank you.